Hello, grade 9s. So today we're moving on to a new section. It's equations from slides 1 to 5, working with the equations PowerPoint. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be solving for a variable. Okay, we're going to start with linear equations. So I think it's best just to go into an example and I can show you what we do. So the question is solve for x. Okay, and they've given us this. 3x minus 6 is equal to x minus 4. Okay, and why we call it a linear equation is because if you look at your variables here and here, you can see that the powers are 1. Okay, if it's anything higher than 1, then it's non-linear, and we will go on to those at a later stage. All right, so what we're going to do, this equals, we can treat it as if it's a wall. And what we want on this side of the wall, on the left-hand side of the wall, is only x's. And then on this side of the wall, all we want is just numbers. Okay, so if we have a look here, this one is happy on this side of the wall. This one is not happy because we only want x's on the side, so we'll deal with them in a second. If we look at on this side, this one is not happy, but this one is happy. Okay, so we've got two that are not happy. It's this minus 6 and it's this x. So I'm going to leave that 3x on that side of the equal sign. Now this one here, I'm going to take him across to the other side. As soon as I do that, I have to change its sign. So if you have a look here, this is a positive x. If I take it to the other side, it becomes a minus x. Okay, this minus 4 is happy on that side. I leave it. And this negative 6, if I take it to the other side, it becomes a positive. I change the sign. Okay. Now I have like things on each side. So 3x minus x gives me 2x equals minus 4 plus 6 gives me 2. All right. We still want to get the x on its own. So this is telling us 2x means 2 times x. And the opposite of times is divide. So we divide by 2. What I do to this side, I must do to that side. So these will cancel, and we're left with x is equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1. And that is our final answer. We have solved for x. Now, grade 9s, we can check our solution. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to check that our x equals to 1 is a valid solution. So I'll go back to the original question, which is over here. And we have a left-hand side of the equals, which is 3x minus 6. And we have a right-hand side of the equation, which is x minus 4. Now we've just solved for x, so I'm going to substitute my x into there and into there, okay, and solve them separately. So with this one, we get 3, x is now 1, minus 6. And grade 9s, you've noticed, because I've now substituted my x to be 1, I use brackets. Okay, so use brackets when you substitute. This I can just solve for quickly. So 3 times 1 is 3, minus 6. And then 3 minus 6 is minus 3. Okay, let's have a look at this side. So x is 1 minus 4. So I can just drop my bracket and I get 1 minus 4. And 1 minus 4 is minus 3. And as you can see, they are both equal to minus 3. So left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. That means that our solution is correct. Okay. Moving on to example B. Example B, again, solve for x, and our equation is 2x plus 9 equals 5x minus 3. Okay, so remember your equals is like a wall, and we want x's on that side of the wall, and we want numbers on that side of the wall. Okay, so he's happy, not happy, not happy, happy. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one over here. So it's 2x. This one is not happy, so I'm going to take it to the other side. And if I do that, the sign changes. So this is plus 5. So it now becomes minus 5x equals. That one is happy. And I take this one now to the other side, and we change the sign. So positive will become a negative. 2x minus 5x is minus 3x equals minus 3 minus 9 is minus 12. This is saying minus 3 times x. So the opposite of times is divide. To get the x on its own, divide by minus 3. So those will cancel, and we're left with x is equal to a negative divided by negative is a positive, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So we can check our solution now and just make sure that it's correct. Okay, so we have a left-hand side and a right-hand side. So on the left-hand side, we come back to the original. So on the left-hand side, we have 2x plus 9. On the right-hand side, we have 5x minus 3. So substitute, use a bracket. So in here goes 4. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 9. 8 plus 9 is 17. Okay, let's check our right-hand side. So we have 5 minus 3. What goes inside here? It's 4. So we get here 5 times 4 is 20 minus 3. 20 minus 3 is 17. So our left-hand side is equal to our right-hand side, 17 and 17. That means our solution is correct. Okay, grade 9s, I would like you to do exercise 9.4, number 2. I want you to do the right-hand side of that for me, please. And then number 3, I want you to do all of them for me, please. Thank you, grade 9s.